What's up, guys? We are back from Vegas. Thought I'd give you an update. There's no engine. So that pass in Vegas went a little lean maybe, and head gasket went out. But in the process, it took a piece of the head with it. So when it did that, it ended up sending that piece of head through the block. I've got the block over here. So here's the block, and right here there's a little dent in the block. And that little dent right at the fire ring. So that little dent right at the fire ring means I gotta get a new block. So that block was actually a used block, and I sent the other block to MA Performance, and they are building me a new short block. So I'll be still using the Manley crank, but now Turbo Tough I-beam rods and Wiseco pistons. I have a factory crank sitting here. So that one was out of the first motor, spun a rod bearing. So the journals on number 1 are no good. Spun the number 1 rod bearing. So it's out getting rebuilt. The head's getting repaired, and then hopefully in a few weeks it'll be back together. But while it was down, it did change some stuff. So repainted up along the top of the firewall there. There's a little nicked up and stuff. Cleaned up along frame rails. Took out the power steering line, so there's no more power steering lines up here. Getting ready to take out the ABS today. I have an ABS delete kit from STM. Power steering rack, I'm waiting on Eaton Motorworks to send me a depowered rack. New exhaust. So 3-inch stainless turbo back from STM, and then a box full of stuff. So in the box I got no more cruise control. So a non-cruise control cable, head gasket, full engine gasket set, braided lines for ABS delete, new proportioning valve. I ordered just some OEM bolts that were waterfront bolts, front case bolt. When I pulled the motor out, the GM intake air temp sensor, I broke the pigtail on the intake air temp sensor, so got to put a new one of those in. I ordered these. So those are push lock fittings for vacuum lines. So we'll see how the push lock fittings do. I think that's it. So I'm getting ready to take the old exhaust off, and I'll probably put that up for sale. Transmission from Jax is sitting there. Still looking good. The clutch still looks good, so as soon as I get the engine back, I'll put it all back together and go back out racing again. Did change the compression. I was 9-to-1 compression, now 10-to-1 compression, so compression's a little bit higher. Still running the FP Black, so we'll keep that set up. It's sitting here, just hanging out, just waiting to get an engine back. But I figured I'd give you guys an update, and got a little work to do to it still, but I think once I get these lines out of here, get the ABS controller out of here, get all these lines out, change the proportioning valve, yeah. And then clean up the engine bay a little bit, but that's about it. It'll still pretty much be the same car, just cleaned up a little bit. New block. That old head gasket, the block surface I didn't have decked when I put a new head on, so probably should have, but it didn't. So now I'm gonna have the block decked, and the head will be smooth, so should seal up no problem, and hopefully no more issues in the future. But that's the plan for today. Alright, so before I take this exhaust on, I figured I'd give you guys a look at what it looks like. So that's the before, and I'll show you the after. I just didn't feel it fit the look of the car, that exhaust, so that's why I'm taking it down and put a new one on. But if anybody wants that exhaust, let me know. I'll put a link below for anybody who wants to buy it. It's still a good 3-inch turbo back with custom test pipe, custom cat, but I'm just running a different setup. So if anybody wants it, let me know. Alright, got the new exhaust on, and looks a lot better to me. It looks stock-ish. So that looks to me a lot better. Doesn't stand out as much. And this car, I kind of look at the stockish, and it looks stockish to me. So still same 3-inch, but now it just doesn't look as big and tuner-ish. Looks more stock, so kind of the look I'm going for. So I'm gonna start working on, I think I'm gonna work on ABS, getting the ABS out of here, and then yeah, clean up some of the wiring. I run one of these boost controllers, the Mac 3-port, and currently have it mounted over here like stock location, and I think to put it a little closer to the wastegate, I think I'm going to move it over here. I'm going to have to run as long lines to it for vacuum so I can run it off the turbo and off the wastegate. So I think I'm going to end up moving that around and add a plug to it so I can unplug it and plug it in. So I think I'll do that. Get rid of the ABS lines, and yeah, it's all should be good after that. Well, that's kind of the update for today. I'm going to call it there and keep working on it another day. But got the exhaust done, started getting the ABS lines out of there, but I think I'm going to wait till I can get all the lines out, till I get that power steering rack out of there. Once I get the rack out of there and I have my depowered rack, then I can get all those lines out. But I figured it's a good stopping point for today. Clean up the bay a little more, but figure give you an update on what happened when I was out in Vegas with the engine, and just waiting for it to come back. So hopefully not too long, and be up and running hopefully in the next few weeks. But keep you updated.